Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anita Rizky Tirtasari from 07 SIGE 005. I want to present about language comprehension in psycholinguistics. So the very spoken word recognition, the perception of spoken words would seem to be an extremely difficult task. Speech is distributed in time, a fleeting signal that has few reliable cues to the boundaries between segments and words. The paucity of cues leads to what is called the segmentation problem, or the problem of how listeners hear a sequence of discrete units even though the acoustic signal itself is continuous. The feature of speech could cause difficulty for listeners as well. And phonemes are omitted in conversational speech. Others change their pronunciations depending on the surrounding sounds. For example, may be pronounced as aim in Lindbecken. And many words have everyday pronunciation. Example, going to frequently becomes gonna. Despite this potential problem, we usually seem to perceive speech automatically and with little effort, whether we do so using procedures that are unique to speech and that from a specialized speech model from Lieberman and Mattingly 1985, or whether we do using more general capabilities. It is clear that humans are well adapted for the perception of speech. Listeners attempt to map the acoustic signal onto a representation in the mental lexicon beginning by almost as signal starts to arrive. And next, brain word recognition. Speech is as old as our species, as in found in all human civilizations. Reading and writing are newer and less widespread. These facts lead us to expect that reader would use the visual representation that are provided by brain to recover the phonological and linguistic structure of the message. Supporting these few readers often access phonology even when they are reading silently, and even when reliance on phonology will tend to hurt their performance. They were more likely to misclassify a homophone like meat as a food than misclassify a control them like melt as a food. So, in other studies, readers were asked to quickly decide whether a print sentence makes sense. Readers with normal hearing were found to have more trouble with sentences such as he doesn't like to eat meat than with sentences such as he doesn't like to eat melt. The next is the mental lexicon. So far in discussing of listeners and readers access information in the mental lexicons, we haven't said much about the nature of the information that they access. It is to the topic that we now turn. One question, which relates to the trade-off between computation and storage in language processing, is whether the mental lexicon is organized by morphemes or by words. Under a word-based view, the lexicon contains a representation of all words that the language user knows, whether they are single morphemes words such as a cat or polymorphomic words such as beautifully. Comprehension of sentence and discourse. Important as word recognition is, understanding language requires far more than adding the meanings of the individual words together. We must combine the meanings in ways that honor the grammar of the language and that are sensitive to the possibility that language is being used in metaphoric or non-literal manner. See Cassieri and Glucksberg, 1994. Psycholinguists have addressed the phenomena of sentence comprehension in different ways. Phenomena common to reading and listening comprehension. Comprehension of written and spoken language can be difficult Because it is not always easy to identify the constituent phrases of a sentence and the ways in which they relate to one another. The place of a particular constituent within the grammatical structure may be temporarily or permanently ambiguous. Phenomena specific to the comprehension of spoken language is one challenge that is specific to listening comes from the evanescent nature of speech. People cannot really listen to what they have just heard in the way that readers can move their eyes back in the text. So, the fact that humans are adapted through evolution to process auditory, not written language suggests that this may not be such a problem. Phenomena specific to the comprehension of written language. Written language carries some information that is not available in auditory signal. For example, word boundaries explicitly indicated in many languages, and readers seldom have to suffer the kinds of degradation in signal quality that are commonly experienced by listeners in noisy environments. So the conclusion is language comprehension research has over measured how long it takes people to carry out tasks such as word naming, lexical decisions, or reading for comprehensions. These experimental paradigms are designed to tap the time curves of processing. So that's all from me. Thank you.